Hi, good afternoon. We're about to begin the session in which I am presenting. Okay, thank you. Okay, so good afternoon. I know I'm between you and a cocktail that's up ahead, so I will keep the time. My name is Ang Peng Hua. I'm the consultant who did this survey project. I'm at the university. I typically deal with a tougher crowd called undergraduates, and they expect me to finish on time no matter what. Okay, I'm going to give you the results of this survey that was done recently. Many of you would know that. Okay. This survey is done every 2 years, and it's the eighth survey done by APNIC. This one has changed from the previous iteration that was done 2 years ago. And these results are used to guide your executive council in making strategies for APNIC. Okay, the questions were developed from inputs based on visits to 18 cities. 2 others did this focus group meetings, 18 cities. And then from these questions that were asked, we had then the survey questions put together. The survey also had space for comments, and so what I'm presenting you is based on mostly quantitative results, but also based on some comments. These are the question areas that were looked at, looking first of all at the services and the delivery of APNIC, and getting the comments about the quality of these services and service delivery. Then external relations, feedback mechanisms, how you get the APNIC Secretary and EC get feedback from you all. Training services, policy development process, which is a full day almost tomorrow. Use of member funding, and then the process, transparency and workings of the EC. Okay, in terms of the responses, we had study of 1,000 responses. This is a drop from the last survey, a drop of about 300 responses. Sorry? You have to pause it because the transcript is not showing. Oh, okay. Okay, all right, okay, sure. Okay, it is a drop, but actually if you look at these 3 countries, I mentioned 250 fewer from China, 100 fewer from India, 100 fewer from Indonesia. Had these 3 countries had the same number of responses, we would actually have had an increase of about 150 respondents. So these 3 countries, for some reason or other, had fewer respondents this time around. I attribute this to the fact that the previous survey was launched at the APRICOT meeting, so you had, my guess is the publicity was better there, and so we had more responses there. In terms of the response split, we had a quarter from the developed economies, about 60% from developing, and then the rest from developed economies. And about 2/3 were APNIC account holders. Okay, the frequency of use of interaction. So you see that most of the respondents had some interaction with APNIC, about half, 1 to 5 times, and then about 20% each, 6 to 10 times, and more than 11 times. Okay, in terms of the assessment of the APNIC's performance in general, this is on a 7-point scale. Okay, so on the quality of services, you get 6.15. I put a percentage figure there, 87.9. That's a high figure. And then on value of services and membership, 84.4%. Just want to make the point that in most customer satisfaction surveys, 70% is seen as a good benchmark. And these results are really, I would say, worryingly high. Worryingly because that means there's a very high potential for a fall off the next time round. Okay, because they're practically 90% already. Okay, so it's a very good response. Hope, of course, that this quality level can be maintained. But I sort of alert members that this is actually a very high response rate, reflecting high quality indeed. And this is reflected in the detailed breakdown. You see that about half the respondents gave APNIC the full 7 out of 7 for service quality. Okay, and 40% gave 7 out of 7 for service value. Okay, so most of them rate the services very positively, 5 and above. Okay. Okay, on this is a further detailed breakdown based on the interactions. So even those who have no interaction or don't know or none gave quite good marks. So I think we should sort of don't look at that. Okay, this one I want you to look at because if you look at the left bar, okay, 1 to 5 times, and then you look at the 6 to 10 times, 11 plus, you see the bar going from left to right increasing. Okay, so those who have 1 to 5 times interaction, rate quality at 6.05, 6 to 10 times rate quality at 6.24, and then 11 plus, they rate the quality of services at 6.41, which means that the more interaction they have with APNIC, they rate the quality higher. And similarly, in terms of value of services and membership, the more they interact, they feel that the better the value for them. Okay. So this is, again, a very good sign that the interactions with APNIC reflect well on the quality of services delivered. In terms of the sub-region, I don't see a big difference here in terms of, or kind of a pattern here in terms of the general versus region. Okay. But these are the results here. Moving next, and I apologize, it's kind of small. There's just no better way to kind of show the result. But let me read some keys here. On service delivery and quality ratings, okay, the top the top areas would generally be in a technical area. I think this organization sees itself as a technical organization. So the top one, 6.19, goes to service delivery and quality on IP address and AS number, resource application, and allocation. Then the second one is help desk support. The third is on WHOIS database services. Okay, and then so really that sort of technical one. The bottom one is on resource certification, RPKI services. Okay, so that's given a relatively low rating. Okay. In terms of improvement or decline in the last 2 years, you see that much of it is on the improve significantly or improve slightly category. So the members, the respondents will see that APNIC has improved the service quality, delivery and quality in the last 2 years. Okay. On future priorities, the first one is on WHOIS database. Okay, so members are saying that you should look at improving the WHOIS database, and then training services, a priority there as well. Route deployment in the region, that's the third one. Close behind internet number resource statistics, okay, internet number resource transfers. So some areas that we should be looking at. At the bottom, the last three, third from the bottom, resource certification, RPKI again, 5.3. Secondary DNS services, 5.19. Membership statistics, okay, 5.14. Okay. Again, emphasis generally on the technical aspects here. On external relationship focus, okay, the network operator groups rank number 1. So, and quite clearly, quite a big gap here. So APNIC should focus on network operator groups, and then the various alphabet soup that are linked to internet and IP, right? Global internet organizations like IETF, IAB, Internet Society, then Asia-Pac, internet technical organizations, okay, RIRs, okay. Right at the bottom 3 are, from the bottom, civil society groups, they rank lowest, okay, then law enforcement agencies, and then governments, okay. So again, like I said, the emphasis on the technical aspects, but I would say this also reflects probably a focus on business, right? So the business focus is reflected here. On focus topics on for relationships with stakeholders, okay, number 1 is stability and security, big concern all around, and then encouraging IPv6 adoption. Okay. Third one, encouraging internet infrastructure development, and then the bottom, providing a better understanding of APNIC's activities. Okay. So in terms of focus, quite clearly, stability and security, number 1, IPv6 following closely. Okay, now moving to satisfaction with content and APNIC Secretariat's reporting. Okay. So the technical aspects again reflect well here. IP address and AS number allocations. Okay, 5.81, rank high. APNIC conferences ranks well as well. Membership statistics, training. Okay. So some areas where there's more satisfaction with the secretariat's reporting. At the bottom two, human resources, 5.15, and then financial information, expenditure, and investments. Okay. It's ranked right at the bottom. Okay. I will come back to this later on, talking about this point about financial information. Okay, on feedback, members believe there are enough opportunities for feedback and inputs. But it will appear that members are not sure that if this feedback are actually acted upon. Okay, so there's a big don't know there, and there's a sense of no. So almost half, right? 30 and 10, about 40%, 44%. Okay, and then the yes, they feel the yes is 30%. For what it's worth, from my interaction with the EC, I feel that they are intend to be receptive to feedback and opinions. So my sense here is sort of the feedback that should be given to members when the opinions and other feedback are actually acted upon. Okay, support for initiatives that encourage contribution. Okay, the first one, the big one, is establish a process to make suggestions directly to the EC. So this is big. So I guess members would like a hotline to the EC. The second one is to capture feedback at the point of service delivery. Okay, then the third one, informal sessions at APNIC meetings to meet and talk to APNIC EC members. So this one, you'll be acted upon immediately. You have the cocktail session to meet the EC members. At the bottom is run the APNIC survey, such as the one I'm presenting more frequently. Pulling teeth was not included, but my guess is pulling teeth will rank even higher than this one, right? This ranks pretty low. Of all the numbers that you see, 4.86 ranks pretty low. Okay, I'm not going to take this personally. Okay, the next one, methods to provide feedback to APNIC. Okay, the help desk ranks high. Previous responding to the survey. Okay. And the sense that posting to the APNIC social media would rank pretty low. Okay, now on training, I've said to some people here that APNIC's training ranks very well in terms of services provided. So you see here the training content quality ranks high. I've done a few surveys in the past, and the quality against ranks very well here. Delivered online training. Value for money also ranks well. At the bottom, those two bars there on the right, extreme right, training availability. So people want training on their location, and I guess they will want a greater range of face-to-face training courses. Okay, so this kind of breakdown to show more how this rates. Again, okay, the purple line, which is kind of in the middle, is the neutral bar. So anything to the right would be good. And again, generally this shows that it's good. Okay. Yeah, this one is, I apologize, it's kind of not arranged in the same order just now. The second stack, okay, training availability for my location. You can see right away that that has more sort of negative comments there. Okay, slightly more compared with the others. But otherwise, you look at orange bar, which is good. It ranks pretty well. On APNIC policy development process, okay, these figures are about the same. So there's not much difference between them. Okay, so I think most members will understand, feel they can participate, feel they can follow, and overall effective, right? Okay, this one is a question of what do you do when you have surplus funds? Okay, so I thought, okay, part of my cynicism, I thought that members would say, spend the money on ourselves, right? I mean, your money, excess money, what do you do? Spend the money on ourselves. But actually, that's not the finding here. Okay, so I mean, credit to the members, and I guess to you all. So the first one is that if APNIC has excess funds, excess above its reserves, you should invest in greater promotion around IPv6. And then lower training fees. Okay, training fees, yes, you come back to you all in a way. But the third one also is to provide grants to community projects. Okay, this is growing, I guess you could say growing the business, right? Providing grants for members to grow the business. And then number 4 is reduce total member fee revenue. Okay, I thought this would be number 1, but again, to your credit, that's not the case. Okay, but the bottom 2, one say don't know, and then 19.10, if you have excess money, keep growing the money, right? Keep increasing the financial reserves. So some people feel they should, nevertheless, continue increasing the financial reserve. Okay. I did some further analysis on this, okay, and interestingly, those who have used APNIC services more place higher priority on providing grants to community projects and increasing fellowship. So again, this is kind of the benefit to the larger community, not just using the money on ourselves. Looking at regional differences, I find promotion of V6 the top priority in Oceania, Eastern Asia, and lower training fees top in Southeast Asia and Southern Asia. Okay, this question is on what happens if you have services developed using your own costs and member funding. Okay, and the sense here is that such services should be deployed to APNIC account members, right? So that's the first one, APNIC account holders only. And then later on, sort of to others who are like stakeholders. Right? Okay, this is the question on use of English. So about 2/3 say there's not really a barrier. But the discussion among us is that it looks like this question may be skewed. We think that there probably be more people who feel that English is a barrier because the survey question was in English, right? And we reached out to English, speaking people. So we think this question may be skewed. But this warrants a further investigation, as we would say in research. Okay, now this question follows. What areas should you have translation in your language, right? If you say non-English. And so the top 2, policy proposals and information of V6. So these are quite clear gaps compared to others, right? Okay, your APNIC conferences. Okay. EC meeting minutes and annual report, this were ranked surprisingly low because I think we would have thought this would be higher. But policy proposals and V6. So this looks like 2 areas that should be acted upon if there's translation to be done here. Okay, on this point, this question is on satisfaction and transparency of EC meetings and decisions in. Okay, and you see here they are all around 5. Okay, I mentioned earlier that if you have satisfaction survey of 70%, there will be 4.9 out of 7 that is considered good. But I think I put APNIC on a slightly higher bar, okay, around 5. Okay, 5. So this is kind of on the edge here. And a lower level of satisfaction compared with the other findings. So level of detail of matters discussed, the first bar, 5.06. Okay, and then activities undertaken by the EC. Okay, level of detail of financial reports attached in the minutes, 4.99. So this is now below your 5. And if you look back, I draw your attention to financial information in an earlier section, earlier question. So I guess members who want more transparency in details of financial reports, right? That's one. And then reporting back to members by the EC is just the volume of reports, not the quality of reports, but the volume of reporting, the quantity. So it looks like members who want more interaction from the EC, more reports from the EC. The last one is on the quality of reporting. Okay, so the quality it's a little higher, but still, it's around a 5. The second row here, if you look below, you see the purple, which is neutral, is the highest bar. Again, if you're in retail, this looks pretty good. Okay, if you're in retail, it looks pretty good. But I say for APNIC, it is at the bottom end of good already. This is satisfactory, but at the lower end. So the neutral is high, okay, and this would account for why it's been brought down. Okay, so the neutral part of it is high. So it will look like, based on this, that there should be more reporting back to members by the EC, okay, 4.97. the level of detail of financial reports should also be higher. So two kind of areas to look at. Okay, this one is satisfaction with EC regarding the EC's roles and responsibilities. Okay, bottom row first. The good, orange, is higher. Okay, so that's a good sign. And then it gets kind of pulled down by the neutral. There's still quite a bit, but at least the good is much higher there. 5.24, acting on behalf of members, managing the activities and functions of APNIC. Second one. Third one, implementing the decision of members. Fourth one, direction for APNIC's policies and strategies. Okay, last one, establishing basis of APNIC's budgets and more generally managing financial affairs of APNIC. This is 5.21. Again, out of this whole series of bars, you see that this is the lowest. So it looks like some financial or budgeting areas would need to be looked at. But I want to add again that overall, look at the bottom bar, bottom row again. The good is pretty high. Okay, this one is the composition of APNICs, the members themselves. Okay, how satisfied are you with the composition of the current APNIC EC? Okay, 5.11. Quality of candidates, 5.17. Number of candidates, okay, 5.11 again. So this is kind of the bottom end of good, of satisfactory. It's still good. Please note, it's still good, and if you especially look at the orange bars below. Okay, still in good category. Just that there's a big group of people who are neutral, and that's why the numbers would go down. Okay. And the neutral, is, in this case, also outnumber the good. Okay, that whole chunk was a survey of members. I'm moving now on to a survey of stakeholders who are not APNIC account holders. Okay. Okay, now on the interactions with APNIC, they rate, again, APNIC pretty well. Right, APNIC training rates tops, then the information services. The conferences also rate well. Okay, policy development, okay, and then liaison advisory with APNIC. And then the bottom one will show you the bars. For training, the 7 out of 7 is 99, so it's kind of tops. You know, information services and so forth. So overall, it's a good picture of the quality as perceived by stakeholders who are not members. APNIC's public information resources and services. Okay, this rates very well. The technical aspects again, 5.81 for WHOIS, 5.75 for reverse DNS. Okay, and then the research reports rate lower. Again, as I said, you know, it tends to be sort of a technical organization, so the technical matters rate better. Okay, for this is the issue of looking at how these stakeholders view APNIC and associate APNIC with IP address and numbering, WHOIS databases, IPv6 advocacy, IPv6 transfers. Okay, those are key ones. And then towards the end, the last three, conference management, advocacy of governments, resource certification, RPKI. Kind of interesting, RPKI also is similar with members. Okay, do they participate in APNIC policy development? So most do not or don't know, but a quarter do. Okay, so among stakeholders, and that's why the survey is done, because they are involved in some aspects of APNIC. Okay, what would they require if they were to join APNIC? So the first one, IP address and AS number, resource allocation and application, WHOIS database, IPv4 transfers. Okay, so again, technical aspects, yeah. Okay, this one is on the question of focusing the APNIC's external relation efforts. Okay, this is the stakeholders version of the question asked of members. It's pretty similar. Okay, it's pretty similar to that of members. The first one, however, is global technical organizations, APNIC, AP Internet Technical Organizations, and then the NOGs, the network operator groups. I put on the extreme right, the member score, and you see that the member scores, they're pretty similar, except that the NOGs, right, ranks number 1 for members, ranks number 3 for stakeholders. Okay, otherwise, the rank ordering stays about the same. Okay. Civil society groups rank at the bottom. Okay. Topics that that's the thing that APNIC should focus on. Okay, again, pretty similar. If you remember, internet stability and security, number 1. V6 adoption, okay, number 2. Slight change at the bottom, because in the previous one it was understanding APNIC. That was the last priority for members. I think members kind of know what APNIC's activities are, but here it's a reverse. Okay, APNIC activities you want to know a bit more, and then the registry functions of RIRs and NIRs, bottom for them. Okay. Have you contacted APNIC with a query in the past 2 years? Okay, so most have not, but about a third have done so. Okay, and okay, this is my last slide here. How would you rate your experience on how your query was handled? You see this again a very good score. If you add excellent and good, okay, it's almost 80%. Okay, it's 79%. Okay, so again a good experience, reflecting well on the work that's been done here. Okay, so on that note, I want to invite comments and questions.
This is Masato Yamanishi from SoftBank, and I may miss a point, but can you explain again how you choose stakeholders? I think they are not APNIC members, right?
Yeah, they're not members, yeah.
So can you explain how you choose stakeholders to ask questions?
How do you define the stakeholders?
Yeah.
There are people who can comment on the survey. We actually had quite a high dropout rate of people who maybe attracted by the prizes, went in, and then they backed out after about typically 2 or 3 questions. So these would be people who would work with APNIC in some way, in the internet community obviously, but not members of APNIC. Yeah. They could be governments, for example, yeah, or someone in civil society, yeah.
Sanjaya from APNIC. Just a quick response to Masato-san. Basically, we sent, when we launched this survey, we actually sent to public mailing lists that is not necessarily occupied by all members. So that's how we actually, so we don't really target segments, we just announce it, and then we got some of those back, and particularly from the international people who has had dealing with us.
Okay, no other questions? There's one very important, no other questions? One very important thing to be done. There's a lucky draw for the prize. Should I do it now? No? Okay. So I've done 3 already. I'm this wooden guy doing this drawing. So I'm going to invite Wendy from EC to help me draw the lucky winner. We've had 3 already, and this is the final one. Okay, it's a new one that they've done. Yeah. Okay, this is an APNIC account holder from Bangladesh. Bangladesh had a lot more entrants this time around. Really, yeah. Asif Murad Khan. Okay, I guess probably wouldn't be here. I mean, what's the chance of that? I mean, okay, right? Wins a tablet, and because choice of a tablet later on. Okay, so Asif Murad Khan, wherever you are, congratulations. Okay, you won a prize, and okay, this is the end of my presentation.
Thank you, Professor Pengua, for the detailed analysis of the APNIC 2014 survey. We now start the EC cocktail, meet the EC cocktail just outside of this room in the foyer. You have more opportunities to interact with APNIC EC Executive Council members regarding this survey or regarding this morning's IANA transition.